Hi folks, Dave with DBS Tech Talk, and today we're going to talk about the MrSpeakers Ether C. Now I know that this is a classic headphone, has been around for quite a while, and there's been some revisions to it, but I have the original here and thought I would give my thoughts and opinions on it as I just recently obtained it, and spoiler alert, I truly enjoy these. So they come in a pretty standard box, and when you open it up, you get a carry-in case which will include your headphones and also your cable. The carrying case is a nice quality, says MrSpeakers on it on both sides, and then when you unzip it, it'll open up, and it's just a very simple, right up here you have a little pouch thing that's connected, and then you just put your cables underneath and your headphones go inside. Very straightforward and easy. The cable that will come with it is the dumb or dumber cable, and it'll default into a 1/4 inch with a nice rubberized feel to it, nice and soft, and then you get a fabric that's nice and soft, and then you have the high-rose connectors, which are marked red and blue. Now I'm not sure if the stock ones come with that or not, or if the person I purchased them from highlighted them on there. High-rose connectors are not my favorite connector, but they're alright. They just take a little bit of learning curve to connect them. Also, the person that I purchased my Ether Cs from included a balanced cable, and this appears to be a Litz cable of some sort, and it also has red and blue right and left connectors with the high-rose, and then it's this stiffer cable which kind of has kinks and has never straightened out fully, but it works really well, so I'm not going to complain too much. And then it goes to a balanced Nutric 4-pin. This one, a cable is a little bit longer than the dumber cable that I have, but again, no complaints. The headphones, also included is a little case that has some unique features, which have the tuning filters, and they have like a spongy, thin, black foam type feel, and these go directly on the driver underneath the pad. And then you also get a stiffer black that goes inside the pad, and then also there is a white tuning filter which is like this, but it's felt, that also goes on top of the driver, and those are the ones that are default installed, and those are the ones that I have left on it. We will talk about the tuning filters in a moment. So here are the Ether Cs. Carbon fiber cups are just gorgeous. These are by far the best looking closed can that I've ever had. Unfortunately, I do have a little scratch on it that came when I purchased them, but it's barely noticeable. And I truly enjoy the look of these, and they amaze me every single time. You have the Nitinol headband with a nice leather strap. I do have to have it extended out pretty much all the way to fit my noggin. The person I purchased them from must have had a really small head, as they were way down here. I had to adjust them, but I find comfort wise is very nice. The box says that the weight on them is 390 grams, which is 13.7 ounces. So these things are extremely light, especially for a closed planar. They have a efficiency of 92 decibels and then a 22 ohms. So even though it is low ohms, that lower sensitivity does make them a little hard to drive. So they do like some power. And then also they have a frequency response of 10 hertz to 20 kilohertz, and that's about it. The information provided is very limited. but I just find that they're extremely comfortable to wear. They are a little bit large. People will know that you have headphones on, and if you turn a fan on, they isolate fairly well. I would say they isolate about 60% of outside noises. I can barely hear that fan. It's a low hum, so that's really nice. When you put music on, you can't hear anything. Have had many a moment where the wife has walked in and stood in front of me and waved her hand trying to get my attention as I'm just bebopping away. The pads are nice and thick. They are a little bit on the smaller side. They are fairly tall, but not quite as wide. So if you have an oddball shaped ear, they may not fit properly. You can get replacements which are angled. I have not done that. The pads do come off rather easily, and as you can see, there is the white filter right on there, and that white filter does remove, and so there's the driver array, and as you can see, there's some dampening down here and on the sides, and the filter just fits right in. It is cut out like a potato, like a Ridge's potato chip, and it just pops right in and stays in place. You can put the other filters on top of it and adjust the sound, but I have not done that. Pads are fairly easy to get on also. You just line them up and spinorama, and they just put themselves right on. For the most part, you might have to adjust just a little bit. Of course, I can't do it on camera because I just cursed myself. And there we go, just like that. And then spin them to line. Oh, I just messed them up again. Alright, here we go. Let's try this one more time. And then you just line them right up. And I try to get them so that where the leathers match up, it goes right in the middle between the connectors. And as you can see, very smooth fit. The comfort is not a problem for me. Once you get the headband adjusted, you'll have to get a little screwdriver and figure out what the size is on the screwdrivers and adjust accordingly. But I find that they are just super comfy. You can wear them for hours on end. The Ether Cs, how do they sound? They're very linear. They are extremely close to neutral. A lot of people may find them to sound a little bit boring. They may find them to sound a little bit dry. But in my opinion, they are the best for revealing what a recording is telling you. They portray the ins and outs of a recording extremely well. The bass is very well extended. It has a very linear sound to it, but it does lack impact. So if you really like a nice thump and a rumble in your bass, these Ether Cs will not provide that for you. It's very much a linear sound. But what they do extremely well is the details and the clarity, the isolation. At least one every video. Isolation and separation of instruments is very well done on the Ether C. They are extremely, extremely clean as I get my cleaning cloth out. They have a way of letting you know what each instrument is doing, what each instrument is in particular. You can pick out each detail of it, and they have extremely well placed placement, and then the timbre on each note is very well done, very accurate. The mids may sound a little bit on the leaner side, but they have really good clarity, tonality, and timbre is very well done. But if you are a lover of vocals, for something like an HD 600, these will not portray the vocals in that way. It will sound more in a leaner way, but with better details and clarity. The treble climbs nicely, but in a very smooth way, and you get all kinds of details. But then when you get up above about 10K, going in 12K and higher, they have a really nice airiness and openness to it, and it just has nice details and a very smooth presentation. The treble never goes into sibilance mode or harshness mode. It's a very smooth, extended sound. And I find that the Ether C is very pleasant to the ears, but it does reveal how a recording is recorded, how it sounds, and it will sound somewhat blah on some amplifiers and some sources and songs. Now, with the tuning filters, I find that if you put in that black spongy material in place of the white ones, that it lets in a little bit too much treble and separates out sounds a little too much, and it'll become a little bit shouty, a little harsh and sibilant in the treble, and you lose what bass impact there is. If you put in the stiffer black tuning filters inside the pads with the black foams, they still have a little bit of harshness inside in the treble, but then you get more bass impact, but it kind of muddles things together a little bit, thickens the sound up, makes it more fun, but you lose detail. So I find that if you put the white tuning filter in and only use the white tuning filter, that has the best balance as far as controlling the treble and adding enough of a body to the mids, and then adding just enough to the bass so that it sounds detailed and full, but yet not overpowering, and keeps it very even. I do not like having the black tuning filter inside the pad with the white. Again, it does the same thing as what it did with the spongy black foams, which is it just kind of thickens things up and you lose details and clarity. The Soundstage on the Ether C is actually quite fantastic. For a closed back, these sound like an open headphone. They just have a way of portraying things. Sound wide. They sound very flowy, airy, and very natural. It's not the widest. You're not talking HD 800 wide, but I would say the Soundstage is on par with an HD 600, or maybe a little bit better. The isolation and separation of instruments and the placement within the Soundstage is fantastic on the Ether C. That is one thing that Dan Clark does really well, and you can definitely tell where each one thing is, and they're very pinpoint, very accurate, and I truly enjoy the Soundstage on these. Also, the layering is very good. If you have a song where things are whizzing around your head, or for gaming, these do a really good job of letting you know, hey, that's up there, hey, that's up here, that's a little bit back there, that's a little over there. And the way that it does Soundstage is incredible. So, the MrSpeakers Ether C is now my favorite closed-back headphone of this time that I have reviewed or that I have owned. Not saying it's the best around, but it is according to my ears for what I have here in the office. The way that it plays with most amplifiers, it plays extremely well on the 789 with all of my DACs. It was just very smooth, very revealing, has very nice crisp details, and you can place things very well. The THX AAA 788 also does a very good job, very similar to the 789, not quite as much power, but it has the same way. It does round off notes a little bit more, so it sounds a little bit more musical than it does on the 789. The LCX and the CTH do a little bit different, so it's a little bit more, it adds a little thickness and a little bit of bodiness to it, and it adds a little bit of warmth. And so if you are looking for adding just a little bit more impact in the bass and a little bit more fun in the bass, I would go with something that is a little bit warmer sounding, has a little tint or a little kiss of warmth. Something like a CTH or an LCX does the trick. The Geshelli Labs Archel 2 and the Enog 2 Pro as a DAC do an excellent job of powering the Ether Cs, and also they sound very much on the analytical side. It does have a slight touch of V-shape to it, which is interesting to me, but it does reveal a little bit more of the bass and the treble than it does the mids on that particular amp and DAC setup. The JDS Labs does a nice job, along with the Archel 1 from Geshelli Labs. Also, everything powered it just well. Also works with my DAP and with portable setups. It will power them. It does sound very good, but you do lack some details and a little bit of clarity. You can definitely tell that you are missing just a little bit. But these do work for portable if you want to rock them out at the office while you're working or something along those lines. So the MrSpeakers Ether C, the originals, these are my favorite closed back headphone. They fit my preference and sound very well, and I truly enjoy them. This has been Dave with DBS Tech Talk. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Speaking of next video, somewhere on the screen is going to be a let's try that again. This is the second time on this video. Speaking of next videos, somewhere on the screen is going to be a subscription link and a notification bell. If you haven't already, please check those off. And then check out the links down below for Discord, Patreon, PayPal, emails to send me questions or loan me gear, anything of the sort. Playlists for Tidal are down there. Amazon lists, all kinds of stuff. Check out the links down below. Thanks, and have yourself a great day.